Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We're just going to give it a few moments for other guests to join the webinar, and then we'll get started. All right, well, let's get into it. Good morning. My name is Andy Tompkins. I'm the Trade Show Director for SEMA. Very excited to be here today, and thanks again for joining us. I know this is a very busy time of year, so we're hoping to give you a few ideas, answer a few questions, hopefully alleviate some stress on pre-show planning. I am very excited to have Cassandra Cothron with me today. Cassandra is an exhibit expert. She's the Exhibitor Education Manager, Customer Experience for Freeman. So she's been through many pre-show preps and webinars like today. So she's going to give you some great ideas. So we'll go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Andy Tompkins, Trade Show Director. Going to give you a few SEMA Show updates and then kick it over to Cassandra so she can really get into the heart of today's presentation. At any time, if you have questions, there's a Q&A feature on the webinar chat, go specifically Q&A. Go ahead and type in any question you have, and when Cassandra's finished with her presentation, we'll be able to address those questions. So as we look to exhibiting opportunities from a SEMA perspective, one of the primary opportunities we recommend is the new product showcase. This is in a new location this year, Lower South Hall. It's adjacent to main registration. So attendees are actually going to be able to peruse the new product showcase even before the show opens. So you can really extend a couple hours this year on showtime. And your first product entry is always free to the new product showcase. And then additional products are just $95 through October 3rd. After that date, it's $175. So I definitely recommend if you're submitting multiple products to do so before October 3rd. But it's a great opportunity. We attract media to this area, thousands of attendees. It's actually the #1 destination at the show. So attendees and media typically tell us that on average, this is the place they visit the most. So great opportunity to showcase products outside of your booth space and then draw attendees back to your booth. There's a variety of features to scan your product information, understand where your booth space is located. It's almost like a booth space beyond the booth space. So we really recommend you take advantage of this. The other aspect that we would cite is lead retrieval. So there is a discount deadline approaching on September 25th. So certainly recommend you take advantage of that. You can save up to 15% depending on which option you're pursuing. But we're here to help. We'll provide a contact information from our partners at Maritz. But there's really a couple different options. You can use a rented handheld device, or you can use your own smart device. So there's a variety of different solutions in terms of what would be convenient for you and your team. There's a variety of API integrating to different CRMs like HubSpot and many others, Salesforce. And this is really real-time access to the leads that you're generating. So some great opportunities here. I'll walk you through a few features. Really, I think the way to think about this is just speed of engagement. So anytime you meet an attendee, you can capture their information. You can customize questions that the attendee might see. You can set some alerts for yourself about VIP customers that might visit your booth. Really instantaneous follow-up. And there's a variety of training we have available to you. So we'll provide this QR code and this entire presentation after the webinar today. But this is definitely something you might want to take advantage of. And then really in terms of the process itself, here's just a couple of benefits that we see. You're going to capture leads in real time. You can prioritize them to know which ones you really should follow up immediately, those that maybe a couple months later or even throughout the year. You can really maximize every connection you make, making sure you have all the information about attendees that visit you. Fast follow-up. There's real-time insights about who's coming to your booth. You could even make some adjustments on the fly during the show. And we're here to help. So again, there's a variety of tutorials here, and we will make sure that you have all the information necessary to make the right decision for you. So again, September 25th, discount deadline approaching, and lead retrieval is one of our primary recommendations, in addition to the new product showcase, to have a really successful show. The last area I'd mention is SEMA Fest. So we're very excited about the return of the Friday night extravaganza. It's coming back to the LVCC campus. It's going to be right outside of South Hall and Bronze Lot. And we've got a fun lineup. It's being headlined by Queens of the Stone Age, the Black Crows, and Neon Trees. Going to get started just after show close on Friday, about 4:15 p.m. So if you have an opportunity or if you want to invite guests or reward your team, check out semafest.com. There's a whole variety of ticket options. And again, we're here to help as well. So a couple of updates from SEMA, but again, the main event is Cassandra and her experience in prepping for a show and all the suggestions Freeman has. So I will transfer it over to her. And again, if there's any questions, hit the Q&A and we'll answer those once Cassandra is finished. Thank you again for being here.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Andy. I am so excited to be here with you all today to chat with you about SEMA and to help you get prepared for your event. In this presentation, we'll talk about how you can access your online resources. We'll have our show services overview talking about products and services. And then we'll also have a quick overview of shipping and material handling. We'll wrap up with show information and some on-site tips. And as Andy said, we'll have a short Q&A too. All right, let's hop in. So, whether you are a first-time exhibitor or a seasoned pro, planning for an event can take a really long time. There's things that you have to think about, like shipping and material handling, products and services for your booth, and other tasks to make sure that you and your team are prepared once you arrive at show site. Because this phase can take a bit of time, we recommend that you use this webinar to get kicked off. Freeman has an online ordering platform that hosts helpful information, resources, and products and services that you'll need for your event. This platform is called Freeman Online, and to access this platform, you'll want to go to semashow.com. From there, you'll click Exhibit, and you'll scroll down and click on Exhibitor Service Manual. Once you're there, a pop-up will appear and you'll click on Exhibitor Services Manual here. And then in the top right-hand corner of this screen, you'll click on Order Freeman Services. That will lead you to your Freeman Online Shows homepage. It'll look exactly like you see here on the screen, and your homepage and your event webpage in general is curated specifically for you and your event. Here on the homepage, you'll see information about the show schedule and contacts, what's included in your booth space, special tiles like the shop products and services tile, shipping and material handling information tile, and our first-time exhibitor program. You'll also see information about sustainable exhibiting. While you're on Freeman Online, you'll also see our virtual assistant, Sky. Sky can assist you with over 100 topics, and if for some reason Sky cannot assist you, you'll automatically be redirected to a live representative who can help. While you're going through Freeman Online, you'll see lots of informational web pages that look like you see on the screen. If you'd like to save this information to view later or to share with your colleagues, you'll just click that print button in the top right-hand corner of the page. That way you can view this later, share it with your colleagues, or share it with your carriers. All right, now let's talk about the good stuff. What's included in your booth space? Each 10 by 10 booth will be set with 8-foot high black and white backdrape and 3-foot high black side dividers. Booths that are 300 square feet or less will receive a one-line identification sign. If your booth is larger than 300 square feet, you may receive a sign upon request. Vehicle spotting is included in your booth space unless the vehicle needs to be towed or pushed. And 500 pounds of material handling is also included for exhibitors who have 400 square feet or less of exhibit space. The exhibit area will not be carpeted, but you are required to provide flooring for your space. The aisles will be carpeted in tuxedo, which is a mixture of black and white. Freeman and SEMA have worked together to curate special SEMA 2025 booth packages. These packages are based on your booth size, and they include collections of commonly ordered items, like the first-time exhibitor package, linear booth package. There's also the linear booth package with electrical available and a carpet package. Freeman is the official services contractor for SEMA, which is just a fancy way to say that we're the team behind the scenes helping you get set up. From moving your freight into your booth space to getting your furniture, carpet, and utilities in place, we make sure that everything's good to go so you can mostly focus on the things that matter most, showing up and attending to your attendees. We'll have a quick overview of these products and services, and we'll talk through how Freeman can assist you, what you can do within your own exhibit space, and important information that you need to know so that your booth is ready to go for the show. Before we review those products and services, I do want to remind you that Freeman has a discount deadline date. This is the day that we encourage you to order by so that you save the most amount of money and get the best return on investment. Our discount deadline date is October 2nd. All right, now we'll hop into products and services. Freeman is the official services contractor for flooring. Remember that the exhibit area is not automatically carpeted, and you are required to provide flooring for your booth space. You can provide your own flooring and have that shipped in, but Freeman also has options like carpet, turf, and vinyl in many different colors to help meet your booth's needs. We also have a very extensive catalog for our rental furnishings. Whether you need to create a private conference room area, a lounge area where people feel comfortable, or have an area for presentations or networking, Freeman can assist you. If you're interested in an easy, ready-to-go solution, a SEMA EVP kit may be the perfect option for you. These extra value packages are cost-effective turnkey rental exhibit solutions. This means that you can rent a full booth package that includes everything from booth structure and carpet to furniture, lighting, and installation and dismantle. So you walk in and everything's already set up for you, and you don't have to worry about the dismantle either. At the end of the show, you can just leave, not worry about tearing that down. And these designs are award-winning. They come in many different options like 10 by 10, 10 by 20, and 20 by 20. And don't forget that if you do decide to go with one of these packages, you will have a single point of contact from beginning to end to make sure that it's a seamless experience. We are also the official contractor for cleaning services. First night vacuuming is complimentary when you rent Freeman carpet, and service is requested with Freeman on site. We also have other options for cleaning like porter service, which is waste removal from your booth. Now we'll talk a little bit about labor services. Labor services are really important for getting set up and wrapping up at the end of the event. No matter how many events you've done, it can get confusing, and I want to remind you that there are labor jurisdictions in place, which means that there are rules and regulations around what you can and cannot do within your booth space. We'll talk about that in this section, and then we'll talk about how Freeman can assist you in your booth. In Las Vegas, full-time employees of exhibiting companies may set up and or tear down your own booth materials. You can also perform maintenance on your own equipment after initial setup and open boxes, stock shelves, and distribute and set product. You may also utilize mechanical assistance limited to a small dolly and hang up to 4 small clip-on lights per booth space. If you decide to hand carry in materials, you must use the main entrance of the facility or the specified exhibitor hand carry areas. Hand carry is defined as small items such as cartons and packages that an exhibitor can carry. Should you or your team need assistance with setup or teardown of your booth, Freeman can assist. We offer display labor services where we can assist with a couple of things in your booth or completing the whole installation or dismantle of your exhibit space. The labor rates are per person per hour, and the start time can only be guaranteed at the beginning of the working day. So if you order your labor to start at any other part of the day, you'll just want to check in at the Exhibitor Services Center to request that team. If you need to cancel your labor, it must be done in writing within 24 hours. And if you or your team can't be on site while your booth is being set up or teared down, Freeman Supervised Labor is available. When Freeman supervises a job, we ensure that that job is completed before the show opens and before the hall must be cleared. Now we'll talk a little bit about hanging signs and overhead rigging. Remember to review rules and regulations for the hanging signs and overhead rigging options that you have. This is available for booths that are 400 square feet and larger. Remember that SEMA's hanging sign design notification form must be submitted and approved by SEMA before you can have a hanging sign or overhead rigging item placed. Labor rates are per crew per hour, and again, that start time can only be guaranteed at the beginning of each working day. Exhibitors must also submit a signed structural integrity form to Freeman. This just lets us know that your item is safe for us to put up since it'll be above your head and attendees' heads too. Remember to include setup instructions with your order form and with your sign crates. We do encourage everyone to ship those hanging signs or overhead rigging items to the advanced warehouse. This ensures that we can begin putting those items up before you arrive at show site. And to make it easier, we do have hanging sign labels available. Next, we'll talk about audiovisual services. You can transform your exhibiting experience by using enhancement packages that include LED, lighting design, digital displays, superior sound, and much more. If you decide to order an audiovisual item, remember that internet and electrical services aren't included in equipment pricing. So, should you need one of those, be sure to order those in addition. The pricing for audiovisual services is for the length of the event, and this includes the product delivery. Once you're ready for a delivery, just notify Freeman and we'll come by with your items. Freeman is also the official contractor for electrical and utilities. We encourage you to order in advance for best pricing, and so this is installed prior to your arrival. It makes your move-in process go a lot smoother if we can go ahead and get this done for you before you show up. Remember to also provide complete information, including the floor plan, your booth orientation, the location and load of the main power drop, and any on-site contacts should we need to reach out to anyone. On Freeman Online, we also have helpful resources like usage guides that will help you figure out how much electrical you may need to order for your booth space. All right, so now we'll take a break from those products and services and talk about material handling services. We know that sometimes shipping and material handling are used interchangeably, but they're two different services. So we'll talk about how they work together for your event. When you're shipping to the event, you can use any outbound or any inbound carrier that you may choose. You have the option to ship to the advanced warehouse, where warehouse receiving begins on September 30th. The deadline to ship to the warehouse is October 23rd. You can ship to the warehouse by this date without incurring additional charges. If you ship after this date, you may incur additional charges. Your second option is to ship direct to show site. Show site receiving begins October 30th. Please remember to check the quick facts located on Freeman Online for specifications about what items can and cannot be received at the advanced warehouse. So once Freeman receives your freight at either the advanced warehouse or show site, material handling begins. We'll take your freight, we'll move it into your booth space, and then you'll unload your containers. Once they're unloaded, Freeman will come around and pick up those containers and store them for the duration of the event. Once the event is over, Freeman will bring those items back to you, and then you'll load them all up. Once you've loaded them and labeled them, you'll leave them in your booth space. Freeman will come around and do the rest. We'll grab that freight, move it to the loading dock for your carrier, and then once your carrier arrives and we load that freight onto your carrier's truck, outbound shipping begins. I do want to remind you that there is a material handling package that is complimentary with your booth space if your booth is 400 square feet or less. Remember, this includes vehicle spotting, unless the vehicle needs to be towed or pushed, and 500 pounds of material handling. And I know it sounds like we do a lot with material handling, but all of that is included in a price per pound model. So should you have freight outside of the 500 pounds, if you are a booth that is 400 square feet or less, that is still charged per pound. And so you can easily budget for that by figuring out how much your freight weighs and then using the rates online. And I know that overview may have been really quick. So if you'd like another overview or information about material handling rates, shipping labels for the warehouse, show site, or those hanging signs, you can find that information in the shipping and material handling information tile located on the show's homepage. There you'll also find information about the marshaling yard, empty storage, and outbound shipping. You may have realized that you were provided a target move-in date and time. The targeting process designates when an exhibitor's display and exhibit materials can be moved into the exhibit space. They are designed to keep freight moving smoothly, so that there's no congestion. Assigned target dates and times are available on Freeman Online. For show site shipments, target dates apply to display and exhibit materials, not product, and target dates and times apply to your carrier check-in time at the marshaling yard. Here you'll see an example of the floor plan below, and you can find this on Freeman Online show homepage. All right, now we'll talk about the marshaling yard. Marshaling yards are used to stage trucks so that there is no congestion at the loading dock. The address for the marshaling yard is 655 West Serene Avenue, Las Vegas, 89139. This is the address you'll want to give your carrier if you're shipping direct to show site. Carriers that are delivering to or picking up from the facility must check in at the marshaling yard. Drivers will be assigned a number according to the check-in time and will be dispatched once stock space is available. Certified weight tickets are required when you're checking into the marshaling yard. So if your driver does not have one of these, they can arrive to Freeman marshaling yard, and there is a full-size certified scale available at the yard. Remember to provide this information to your carrier so that their experience is also seamless if you're delivering direct to show site. Freeman is also offering POV cart service. POVs, or personally owned vehicles, are defined as cars, pickup trucks, vans, and other trucks designed for passenger use, not cargo or freight. Workers will be equipped with a flat cart and they will assist you with unloading your personally owned vehicle. For booths that are 400 square feet and 400 square feet and under, this service can be used as part of your complimentary material handling package. And remember that cart service does include empty storage for the duration of the event too. So we'll hold those containers for you while the event's going on and then bring them back to you once the event's over. So we talked about empty container storage when we had the overview. Now we'll talk a little bit about it here. During move-in, remember to tag your cartons, fibers, and crates with empty stickers. These empty stickers can be found at the Freeman Service Desk and Floor Manager Desk. Labeling your empty containers lets Freeman know that we can remove these items from your booth and store them for the duration of the event. This also helps us keep the aisles clear and helps us also keep your booth space clear once you're done with your containers. Remember that empty containers must be removed from your booth space. So once you're done with them, just label them and we'll come around and pick them up. During move out, empty containers begin being returned at the close of the show. Please note that this can take many hours, so you'll want to be sure to plan for this, especially when you're planning your outbound travel. Cartons and cases will be delivered first, and then crates will be delivered throughout move out. Freeman supervised labor will also be available to pack your booth if for some reason you or your team can't stick around. We're also excited to let you know about freight alerts and notifications. This is a really neat tool that allows you to receive notifications about your freight being delivered to your booth during move-in or your empty containers being delivered to your booth during move-out. You'll go to Orders, Alerts, and Move Out on the homepage. This is a tile right there on the homepage that you'll see when you get there. From there, you'll enter in your exhibitor information and your booth number, and then you'll click Edit Preferences. You'll select Notify by Text Message, and then enter your phone number. You'll want to be sure to opt in to receive these alerts and notifications. These are really helpful so that after the show, you can go and grab dinner, grab a drink, or just relax a bit. And then once your empty containers are returned to your booth space, you'll receive that notification and know that you can start packing up your booth. We're also excited to share priority return labels. Priority empty return labels ensure that your empty containers are returned first. Each label is $160 and there are only a limited quantity available to ensure that your items get back to you as quickly as possible. You can secure your label when ordering your other services on Freeman Online. And you'll want to order one label per container you want returned within 2 hours after the exhibit hall closes. Now we'll talk about the outbound paperwork process. Outbound paperwork is needed for all shipments regardless of carrier. On site, once your shipments are all packed up, outbound paperwork must be turned in to the exhibitor services team. You can complete your outbound paperwork online in advance or there on show site. If you do it in advance, here on the screen, you'll see the area that you'll click into on Freeman Online to get that completed. Remember to leave your freight labeled in your booth space, and then Freeman will do the rest. We'll come around and make sure that it gets to the loading dock to your carrier. Here on the screen, you'll see an example material handling agreement. This is also going to be completed once your freight is all packed up and done. You'll complete each section on the screen, which includes your carrier name and phone number, the desired level of service, and the number of pieces. Remember to sign and print clearly and provide a contact so that you can be reached if necessary. Please note that any freight that is not picked up by your carrier will be rerouted by Freeman to ensure that your items get back to you. And the last product and service that we'll talk about is shipping services. Freeman offers Freeman Transportation that can help make your inbound and or outbound experience much easier. Shipments originating from countries other than the US must be cleared through customs. And remember to review dates for the advanced warehouse, show site, target dates and times, and those check-in times too, when you're confirming with your shipper. If you're interested in Freeman Transportation, we do have specialists available for custom quotes. So now we are going to talk about the show schedule. Move-in begins for select exhibitors starting Thursday, October 30th. Move-in will be Thursday, October 30th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. for exhibitors targeted that day. And then it'll continue from October 31st to November 2nd for targeted exhibitors too, and those will be 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. On November 3rd, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., all exhibitors will be able to move in and you'll want to complete your booth setup. The exhibit hall hours are Tuesday, November 4th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., continuing from November 5th and November 6th, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and then November 7th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Exhibitor move out begins on November 7th at 4 p.m. and it'll go until 11:30 p.m. that night. You'll also be able to move out Saturday, November 8th from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then November 9th, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. On November 9th, you'll want to be sure that your carrier is checked in by 11 a.m. If your carrier is not checked in and there to pick up your freight, Freeman will reroute your freight to ensure that it gets back to the address that we have on file. There is also a floor clear deadline. That deadline time is 12 p.m. You'll want to ensure that all of your items are cleared off of the floor by this time. On the screen here, you'll also see all of the spaces available for your booth spaces, where your booth space is located. And you may need assistance while you're on site, so we are there to assist you. We have an on-site exhibitor services team that can assist you with any of your needs. So just look for a contact us flyer left within your exhibit space with contact information. If you like to self-service, we do have those options too, located on Freeman Online. We have concierge services where you can request service directly from the comfort of your booth should you need anything. We also have notifications where you can set up and view important live event notifications for you and your team, like that freight notification that we talked about earlier. And during show move out, you can submit and finalize your outbound paperwork digitally. As we wrap up, we will talk about some cost saving and planning tips. Remember to review the exhibitor service manual and understand important deadlines. Remember that there are some vendor discount deadline dates that you'll want to think about. So be sure to order by those discount deadline dates so that you can save the most money and get the best return on investment. If you can, include your setup instructions with your labor orders and inside of any crates that you send in. And try to consolidate your shipments and avoid late to warehouse fees by delivering to the warehouse before the deadline date. Most importantly, ensure that all teams have all paperwork on site for a seamless experience. Okay, I know that I talked about a lot during this presentation, and so if you have other questions, our team is available to assist too. We have many different options for you to contact us, like phone or text. You can also send us a chat or message us via WhatsApp. If you're an international customer, you can send us an email and we'll get back to you. All right, now we are going to hop into our Q&A. So if you do have any questions, go ahead and put them in that Q&A functionality at the bottom and we'll get to them. I'm going to go ahead and pull those up and see what we have.
Great information, Cassandra. Thanks so much. There's one question that's come up that we would like to answer live.
Yeah.
Where is the Freeman load-in for Upper South Hall? It's been a question a few guests have asked.
Hi, Andy. I'll jump in and take that one. So for South Hall Upper, there is just restricted space. So I did see in the comment that there was some times where we were offloading down in the street or maybe down in the driveway. That may happen again this year, just depending on how busy South Hall Upper is. It's a plan that we kind of play by ear just because of the space and the availability. So it could be a possibility depending on if it's a booth vehicle. But if it's actually freight for the booth and not a booth vehicle, we will offload it upstairs on the second level.
Perfect. Thank you, Dan.
Yep.
All right, there's another question that has come in from Kim. Kim asked about booths that are larger than 300 square feet needing to request a sign. If your booth is larger than 300 square feet, you can request a sign. You'll just want to call us or send us a chat and request that sign from Freeman. If your booth is smaller than 300 square feet, you don't have to request that sign. It'll automatically be included within your booth space. We have a question from Shalise. We pivoted on our booth and now want to add a hanging sign. Can we still get approval since the deadline has passed? Andy, I'll let you take that one.
We recommend you submit the hanging sign form as quickly as possible. You can find that in the Exhibitor Services Manual, but we can still accommodate that at this time. And we're happy to connect with you directly if you have any questions.
Perfect, thank you. And we have a question from Shane. Do we have to purchase rigging for overhead signs again? We purchased rigging last year, our own rigging as well as what we purchased was not returned to us. We will go ahead and we'll have someone follow up with you, Shane, if that's okay, just so that we can get more clarity on your question. We have another question from Connie. Is there a storage area on site to store materials that are used daily? So access storage is available on site. To order access storage, you'll want to order that when you get to show site from this Freeman service desk. So we do have access storage available for items like giveaways or literature that may be in your booth space that you may need to restock daily. Another question from Paula. For freight alerts and notifications, can an international mobile number be used? We will follow up with you. We'll take down your name, and if you can include your contact information, Paula, we'll have someone get back to you to ensure we give you the right answer for that. Okay, we have another question from Alice. Outbound shipping. If we ship using FedEx Freight, will they pick up on Saturday and Sunday? Dan or Andy, if you want to go ahead and take this question.
We can connect with you directly to discuss that, but typically they do pick up Saturdays, is my understanding. So we can reach out to you directly and make sure that's answered.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, if it's FedEx ground, and it just has a label like a box or whatnot, you actually have to take it to the FedEx like business center, which is located on property. If it's actual freight like a crate, they will pick that up, but if it's actually like a ground property, they will not, and it'll sit in the booth and then we'll grab it. So if it is something like that, please take it to the FedEx business center, which is on property. So.
Perfect, thank you both.
There's several located throughout the halls.
Cassandra, I would just add to for Alice, if it is FedEx Freight, I would confirm with them. But yes, as far as Freeman goes, we will be loading out, and FedEx Freight usually does come on Saturdays and Sundays.
Perfect, thank you. All right, we have another question from Jesse. And Jesse, we do see your question. We'll go ahead and answer that offline for you about what may be best for your booth space. We have another question about a personally owned vehicle. We're driving a van that is an essential part of the booth for a 20 by 20. Oh, that is okay. You can use that personally owned vehicle as long as it is a personally owned vehicle, not a commercial van. Let's see.
Cassandra, a question about parking came up.
Go ahead.
So this is from Ernie Johnston, asking about parking around the convention center. So unfortunately, there is no parking at the convention center itself. We don't have any neighboring parking lots other than hotels that we've contracted with. There's certainly the Westgate, amongst others, are opportunities. They do have parking opportunities, but those are our best suggestions. Dan, would you add anything to that from a parking point of view?
No, I think you answered it. It's just there is no parking. It's very limited. There are some hotels that are close, but obviously it's at their price point and their discretion. So yeah, please, I guess the biggest thing is just plan accordingly.
Yeah, great point.
Thank you. Let's see.
Got an easy one here, Cassandra, from Andrew Obermeyer. Where do we order Wi-Fi internet access for our booth?
So that is ordered from, well, I don't want to give the
That-
wrong information. Is it the
Yeah.
There's a form in our
facility?
service manual from Smart City.
Okay.
So we can, Andrew, we can connect you with that form directly so you can make sure you have all the Wi-Fi necessary. All right, I'll keep moving here. We see one that says from Connie Wong, what is the cost of the access to the warehouse? This is the advanced shipping warehouse, I believe she's referring to.
For the advanced shipping warehouse, let me grab those rates really quickly. For shipping to the warehouse and show site, those rates are $1.05 per pound. After the deadline, the price will go up to $1.32 per pound. So remember to deliver to the advanced warehouse before the deadline so that you save the most money.
Excellent, thank you. We have two questions that are similar. One's from Nate Long, another one's from Gabrielle Drody. Asking about using their own flooring and if foam tiles can be used. That sounds like some sort of Swiss tracks along those lines. Is that permitted?
So you can use your own flooring as long as it's there and it stays in place, but you can provide your own flooring in your booth space.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Another question came up about a hanging sign. This is from Elizabeth Velez. And she's asked us, does it need to be built only by Freeman or can I have it done from another supplier and ship it to the advanced warehouse for a hanging sign?
So for your hanging sign, to make sure, so it can be put together by someone else, but to make sure that it's safe for us to put up, Freeman does on-site construct that, put that together with our crew to make sure that it's safely put up. Dan, go ahead. I see that you're unmuted. If you wanted to mention something.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. So
Okay.
Excellent. So we're making it through our questions here. Robbie has a question about EVP booths. Will we need to order more electrical if we have TVs or screens for the booth?
I'll answer that, Cassandra. Yes, you will. The EVP packages come with 3 stem lights that the electrical is provided for that, but anything for a screener or anything that needs to be powered up would be additional.
Okay, we're making it down to last few questions here. There's a basic question about driving. I believe the question is, this is from Elizabeth Velez, about delivering product to the booth. Do we need assistance from Freeman? So other than hand carry, you will need assistance from Freeman, but perhaps Cassandra or Dan could elaborate on that.
Yeah, so if you are hand carrying your items into your booth, so from your personally owned vehicle, you can move those items into your booth space with The only item that you can use being a small dolly. If you need any other additional assistance, Freeman will need to assist you. We do have POV cart service available to help you with those personally owned vehicles. If you ship into the advanced warehouse or direct to show site, Freeman will handle that material handling on behalf of you.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Another question just popped up. This is from Paula Guerrero. What additional electrical would you suggest for the 10x10 EV package to connect a computer?
We will go ahead and send over, Jenny, if you could send over the usage guide. Paula will include the usage guide over to you to help assist you in what that looks like.
Excellent. And I believe Paula did provide her email address. If not, we can pull up a yes, she's right here.
Perfect.
So we'll share that after this webinar today.
Okay.
We'll get back in touch with you directly, Paula.
I do see some questions coming in via chat. If you have a question, if you want to go ahead and put that in the Q&A function in the bottom, at the bottom of your screen, there's a little question mark and it says Q&A. Go ahead and enter in your question there. Right now, it doesn't look like we have any other ones in the Q&A. We did get it a lot.
You see a couple requests for the usage guide, so we'll take note of that. While people are transferring their questions, I'll just ask a few. My carpet is stored in my crate. Will Freeman help us lift the crate until we place the flooring?
Yes, if you order display labor services, Freeman can assist you with anything within your booth space that you may need assistance with. Yes.
Excellent. Is there a first timers package for a 10x20 booth?
There are EVP kits available for 10x20 booths.
Excellent. There's a great question here for really everybody's background. If there are additional questions after this webinar, where should they direct them to?
So if you have additional questions, and I'll actually go back a page so that you can see our contact information, you can reach out to us by phone. You can also text us. We have a very wide range of availability in our hours to ensure that we can support as many of you exhibitors as we can. So feel free to give us a phone call. You can send us a text. You can also chat with us on Freeman Online or reach out to us via WhatsApp. If you are an international customer, you can email us. That email is here on the screen, and we'll get back to you too.
Excellent.
Yep. And Andy, can I just jump in there? We also
Please.
created for SEMA just a specific email for SEMA Show. It's SEMA@freeman.com. So that is anything specifically related to the SEMA Show. We just knew that there was a need for it and wanted to be able to connect people quickly. And so that is SEMA@freeman.com.
Perfect. Thank you, Dan.
Great resource. So we've got one that probably is on many exhibitors' minds. Can I move in one day earlier than scheduled? And I know this is very specific, so I'll kick that over to you, but I know that this is very specific.
Yeah, so this will depend, and I will have to look if, Dan, if you may know the answer to this already, but usually this just depends on availability and if there are approvals available still. And Dan, I saw you unmute, so you can go ahead.
Yeah, and we can take your information and send you that contact. So we have a person that's in charge of that looks at the totality of the show and the move-in. And if it's possible and feasible, we will certainly accommodate. So we will get you that information.
Thank you.
Excellent. There's a question about what's the definition of a small hand. I believe they're saying small hand truck, but I think they mean a dolly.
Yeah,
We do have
so
our exhibitor services manual, but please, Cassandra.
yes, so definitely look in the exhibitor service manual for more clarity. But a small hand truck or a small dolly is something that has about 2 wheels and is solely for carrying maybe cartons or small boxes. So nothing that's too large and nothing that is actually like motorized or anything like that.
Excellent. There's another question about the 500 pounds of free material handling. Is this for inbound and outbound?
It's a great question. So material handling in totality is for inbound and outbound. So the 500 pounds does cover your inbound and outbound material handling services.
Excellent. Thank you for that one. And then there's another question about, is there an option to specify the date of setup for flooring when I order it from Freeman?
So you can specify this, but I would recommend also including that in the notes when you're ordering. And if you're ordering anything else like electrical or anything like that, we do want to make sure that we can put the electrical down and put the flooring over. So if you have any special needs, I would just make sure that you include that when you're ordering. Dan, I saw you unmute, so go ahead.
Sorry, keep going.
No, you're
Yes,
fine.
so just a standard for us is your flooring will go down if ordered through Freeman the day before your target. So it's ready for you at 8 a.m. of your target date. So just know we take into that consideration if you've placed your electrical, all that will be down for your target date of move-in.
Excellent. At the risk of being redundant, I was going to make sure one chat question was answered.
Okay.
If we were bringing a pallet to the show, should we bring it early or bring it to the delivery and setup time given?
If you are bringing a pallet, if you are shipping a pallet direct to show site, or if you're bringing it direct to show site, you should bring that during your target move-in time.
Excellent. And Jimmy, thank you. I do have your email address. I'll email you specifically about some of the hand carry options. I think we're getting down to the last of the questions here. I don't see anything in the Q&A feature. It looks like we have addressed everything in chat as well. So really just wanted to say thank you to everyone who participated today. Thank you, Cassandra. Just a wealth of information. We're very excited about this year's show. We've got some great energy, variety of activations. Attendance is strong, so we think we're going to have another amazing SEMA event. We couldn't do it without the exhibitors that support us, so thank you for being here today. A variety of ways to reach us, as we've explained today. My email address is andyt@sema.org. Feel free to send anything my way, and I'll coordinate it with our team, and in addition to that of Freeman. And we really look forward to a successful show. So if there's nothing else, we will say thank you and goodbye for today. And looking forward to a great show. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
Bye. Thank you.